mission. I had sketched it, he approved it. I inked it, he approved it. I went to color, and I was just about to finish my final coloring layer, and then he dropped on me, oh, by the way, that guy's supposed to be a cyborg. I'm sorry, what? He needs to be a cyborg. So when were you planning to tell me this? Just now? You know, after you approved the other phases?
Yep.
Is that why your name is Cat-monk Shiro? You're a monk, so you are in meditation, and so these kinds of incidents.
Limitless patience.
So you fixed it then?
I actually did go back and I fixed the image. He's not happy about it, but I went back and fixed it. And he actually, to this day, cannot live that incident down. We made sure of that. Although we have had a couple of incidents since then that have kind of pushed him to the wayside, which is impressive, because that's a high quality fuck up right there. But what was it? There was an incident recently. We had somebody who was complaining about a character. He's like, "This isn't right, and this is supposed to be fixed, and this is supposed to be fixed, and all these are all information." I'm like, "Okay, well, where does it say this in the information?" Well, it wasn't in the information, but it needs to be there.
There's a panel for that.
I
Commission
know.
do and don'ts.
Commission do's and don'ts, and that's I'm going to be hosting that panel tomorrow. So yeah, there's going to be a couple points on that.
Rent all you want.
There will be renting.
What time is that going to be?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it's in the evening.
And what panels is it overlap with?
Sorry?
What panels will it overlap with?
I'm not sure.
Let's see.
Pick it up, bro? Let's see here. The do's and don'ts is it's overlapping the photo booth, half of the how to handle a fursuiter, and the Reddit panel. That's it.
Okay, yours would be the one I go to.
But it's in the morning. I think it's like 11.
Morning?
Yes.
Yeah, the room starts at 10.
But,
I have a question for you.
Could.
go for it.
Do you watch web comics? Would you make
Or read webcomics. Is it what?
web comics?
Yeah, but are you talking about a show or read webcomics?
Like, do you? Oh, sorry. Did I say watch?
Yeah.
Do you read them?
You mean like follow?
Yeah. Do you follow a series?
I follow a bunch of webcomics, actually.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Oh, jeez, I have to pick a favorite?
What are your usual
A few.
ones?
The ones I usually frequent are UTC, which is actually done by a buddy of mine, Cobalt K.
Okay.
Black Tapestries, Carowin. Those are both done by Jacal. There's an older webcomic I've been following for a while by a guy by the name of Joe England, Zebra Girl. Basically, this demoness character. It's sort of
Oh yeah, I remember that. I stopped reading that after a while.
It took some interesting turns,
Yeah.
but I don't know, I've been thoroughly enjoying it myself.
Yeah.
There's a couple of I got a bunch of them. They're all like in my favorites. It's like a list of like 20 somewhat webcomics.
Yeah.
There are a couple I pop into every now and again, like VG Cats and
I stopped reading that.
Penny Arcade. Well, they stopped updating for the longest time in VG
Yeah.
Cats.
It's like at one point it stopped being funny, and then he turned all the way to Pokemon's, and there was nothing more funny out of VG Cats. It was just
I don't know. They've done a few funny ones. One recent one I enjoyed with that one was the Five Nights at Freddy's one.
Okay, so they did one about that.
Yeah. Well, she basically listed all the flaws. It's like, we have limited power. Why is all this shit on here? Like a big fan in the background and everything else.
Yeah.
Pointing out all the flaws of the game, and then of course everyone was murdered because it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Great game series, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How many sequels now? 12? 14?
There are 3 currently, and I do hear there is talk about a movie.
It's already from the 4th one.
There'll be a 4th, and
The
But
5th
the
one's
story-
coming by the end of the weekend.
possibly a major motion picture by Warner Brothers.
No, the movie is actually officially done. Scott Kaufman did actually mention that it was going to be made. So
What?
yeah, he's going to be part of it.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
I am interested in that story. It's fascinating.
It's going to be interesting, but to see a movie done like that, it's going to be really hit or miss. It's either going to be incredibly good, or it's going to bomb. There's not going to be much in between there.
Could be good. Could be like Scott Pilgrim.
No, but Scott Pilgrim was awesome.
And it bombed.
It bombed?
Box office wise. When a movie bombs, it means it
Oh,
didn't.
well, yeah, but they released it
Didn't
about the
want to
same time as the Expendables, and everyone went to see all of the like action stars and stuff at the same time.
The other little thing with Scott Pilgrim, I think, is that it was, because it was a Canadian production, I don't think it really hit home with a lot of American audiences. They had a hard time understanding it.
Not always.
I don't know.
I like.
She liked it. I think
Resident American, did you find Toronto to be too alien?
you know what it was though. I think a lot of people didn't understand the gaming references.
Yeah, it was pretty abstract, you know.
Like everyone here would recognize a lot of the gaming references because a lot of us are gamers. And not just gamers, but old school gamers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had the Atari 2600.
I didn't actually have an Atari. I had a ColecoVision.
I had that E.T. game.
Oh God.
Oh man.
It scared me. It was so awful.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Do I have any other questions?
There's so much stuff to talk about.
I haven't heard from you over. You've been kind of quiet. Do you have any?
Any curiosities?
How did you get started in transformation?
That's a good question, I guess. I don't know. I've kind of always been interested in the whole concept of like werewolves and things like that. You know, turning in as a human, turning into something else, be it more powerful or whatever, right? Like it's always been kind of like an empowering thing, I guess, for me. Or in some cases, it goes quite the opposite way, where it's a very limiting thing for people. But I've always kind of had the interest in that, like, ever since I was a kid. But you know, more often than not, especially growing up, you know, you see these movies and stuff, and it's always like, well, why is it always a freaking monster? Why is this like, oh, he's turned into this mindless beast, you know, the thirst for blood and all this other stuff? And it's like, why is he always the bad guy? And why is it always like wolves? Why can't it be something else? You know, my mind just kind of took that and ran with it. And it just kept running, and I had to chase it. When I finally caught it years later, I just started working with the art stuff, right? So that's kind of really it. My brain was basically asking why, and then I said why not, and I made it happen. And I wasn't going to see it created by anyone else, so I just started making it myself.
Just to touch on one element of your transformation art that I've seen in most of your pieces, I have to ask, what fuels your vendetta against shoes?
As you probably maybe be able to read in this thing, it's not just shoes, it's clothing in general. I don't know, I've always been sort of...
Nudist?
Oh my.
I don't know. Like I've seen a lot of your works, and that seems to be the one thing that always stands out. I mean, obviously clothes are gonna be shredded in a transformation, but you seem to take great pride in paws popping out of shoes.
You know what? Realistically, it's not specifically paws popping out of shoes or anything else, like, you know, because I know a lot of people who are just as big into the tail thing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like I said, you know, sort of tearing up on a shirt with a giant, you know, muscular chest or something, you know?
Yeah.
I'm more for just the whole breaking free of what defines us as humans in general. And a lot of people really like how I do the shoe bursting thing, so a lot of people commission that.
Yeah.
So it's more just a label that I've kind of been given based on what people commission.
Okay.
We actually have a bit of a term for it in the TF community. It's called Agro Badger Syndrome. Some of you may know of an artist by the name of Agro Badger. Agro Badger is one of these guys who will draw anything. And everything. Even that.
Oh, that sign! I heard about that sign.
Yes. He is a guy who will draw pretty much everything under the sun. You know, if the price is right, he will do it for you. This has led to some problems, mainly people who see what he does and freaks out because, oh my god, I didn't know he was into that. It's like, he's not. He was paid to draw it for someone.
Yeah.
But everyone sees it and automatically associates that he is interested in that particular medium. So, like I said, we call it Agro Badger Syndrome, and it happens a lot in the community.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, leading up onto that, what stuff would you not draw?
Well, a lot of people know already.
Sorry to interrupt. The hotel wants to come in and stack the chairs.
Okay.
They'll be able to do that for the dance club, if you don't mind.
Okay. No, I don't mind.
Thank you.
It'll end in 5 minutes anyway.
That's cool.